Good morning and welcome to the Forex Daily Update, brought to you by Pepperstone on Thursday the 21st of December 2017. I'm Darren Sinden and you can follow me on Twitter throughout the day by using @ds_Pepperstone. Right, let's take a look at overnight changes and price moves to be aware of. But before we do that, please note that the Daily Update is taking a break over the holidays. We'll be finishing tomorrow, the 22nd of December, and returning on the 2nd of January 2018. Right, a pretty quiet day on the world's foreign exchanges, as you might imagine, people winding down for the holidays. We did see a bounce in Bitcoin, however, up around 2% to trade around $16,800 per coin shortly before we recorded the video. I will just flag as well the yen now trading with 113 handle, 113.39 shortly before we went live. We've had some pretty important data out of Japan, as we'll see in a moment, and there's more to talk about in that in due course. Okay, what's on the calendar? Events that may move the markets today. Well, first of all, earlier this morning we had the Bank of Japan monetary policy statement and interest rate decision. That was at 2 o'clock GMT. And as we speak, Governor Kuroda is giving a press conference on his decision. That started at 6:30 GMT. To come this morning then at 9:30, we'll have public sector net borrowing requirements for the UK government for November. And then we jump forward to 12:30 and the first of some quite important US data, one of my favourites, the Philly Fed Manufacturing Survey. This time that's for December. That'll be accompanied at 1:30 by the Chicago Fed National Activity Index. That's for November. And then we have initial jobless and continuing jobless claims, as it's a Thursday. And at 13:30 as well, gross domestic product for the US for Q3, both as an index and an annualized basis, alongside personal consumption and core personal consumption data for Q3. And then the focus switches to Canada, Canadian inflation data, CPI, and the Bank of Canada's own CPI core data being released then at 1:30, and at 1400 the US housing price index as well. Right, breaking news and comment that's caught my eye overnight. First of all, then, the Bank of Japan has kept interest rates on hold, made no change to monetary policy, and sees moderate economic expansion continuing in the country. And as I say, Governor Kuroda is speaking at a press conference as we record this video now. Staying in Asia Pacific, Australian listed mining stocks have hit a 4-year high as the outlook for the sector improves, says the FT. Switching to America, the US tax reform bill has passed in the House, that's the Congress of the US Parliament, to become law. Donald Trump's first piece of substantive legislation passed into law there. UK consumer confidence has dipped again. Data released overnight showed for December. And Catalonia holds snap elections today, just 3 months after the province's failed bid for independence. Food for thought then, something to take away with you into the trading day and beyond. And why not think about this? Both the International Monetary Fund and Goldman Sachs have recently flagged the importance of the emerging markets in current and continuing global economic growth. However, Bloomberg research shows us that there is divergence within this group, and that this divergence is becoming ever more apparent. And this very interesting graphic that shows us the stance of several key factors in a number of emerging market currencies. Well worth taking some time to look at that chart. Right, risk warning time. Please take a moment to read the risk warning, because trading Forex and CFDs on margin can be a risky business, and if you're in any doubts about those risks or the suitability of those products for you, then you should contact your Pepperstone account representative.